Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So I want to start here by just zooming out a little bit. This is the price action that we've seen since the August low. I've added yesterday a parallel price channel to the chart. You can see that the price is just moving in a range at the moment. We are moving above the center line at the moment, but overall it's just a sideways range. So a break out of this price channel is really needed to indicate that we are finally breaking out and make some progress on this chart. I'd even say as long as we are in this channel, the price is just in a range without any significant progress. It's just not making any progress. I think it's important to take a perspective like that, not to, let's say, overly focus on the micro action here, which is pretty meaningless as long as we're moving in a range. Okay, so that's I think very important from a context point of view. Good to see that the lower boundary line aligns pretty well with the 78.6 retracement of the Fibonacci support area here. So you see this has led to several reactions already. The price reacted, for example, here on Friday, the 6th of September. We had a nice rally. Then the price reacted again on Thursday to the 50% retracement. It did lead to a rally now into resistance. And this is exactly where we are at the moment. I mean, the blue count is bearish. It has problems, this wave count. We talked about that. I don't have high confidence in the blue count. Okay, it could send us lower into the lower support area in a still bullish scenario, but we're holding in that price range and the price hasn't broken below Fibonacci support, and the blue wave 2 is a little high, a little too high to be reliable. And blue wave 1 to the downside is a 3-wave move. So the move to the downside would have to be a diagonal. Also, that doesn't give us much confidence that the bears are taking the lead here. So it is about, it's very balanced, which is pretty much what the market is, just doing right now. We're moving in a range. Yesterday in our member live stream, I covered Solana specifically, talked about this structure in a little bit more detail, and also talked about what you can do, let's say, to avoid getting tossed around really, and from a tactical point of view, what we should do in sort of a situation where the market is just not committing, because Solana isn't committing at the moment. We haven't got any impulsive price action here, right? So it's about, for example, one of these aspects was it's about having being flexible and having a plan and just focusing on reward to risk. So that's essentially it, right? We know what the support area is. We know where resistance is. And then it's about understanding, okay, where is reward and where are reward and risk in a favorable, let's say, relationship or ratio. And that's pretty much it. It's not so much about predicting the next move. It's about understanding the key pivots and then positioning oneself very close to these invalidation points where reward and risk are in a favorable ratio. Really, as long as we are in a range, as long as we're not trending, this is, I think, quite helpful. So looking at the micro patterns then, even though they are not so meaningful as long as we're in a range, I often refer to them as noise. Still, we want to take a look at them to understand once we get the first 5-wave pattern, because a 5-wave move is the first step to showing that we're trying to break out of the range, because it gives us a clear understanding of trend. Now, from this October low, the market only moved up in 3 waves. We've now reached that 61.8 retracement. I think yesterday I shared with you that resistance area. The price is in resistance and did get rejected. Again, not a great surprise that we get rejected from resistance. So that level was well known, $150.43. It didn't reach the 100% extension, which would have been ideal in blue wave B. So that again indicates maybe something is morphing here. Maybe something is changing. So I've added this bullish alternative, or at least a 5-wave pattern roadmap that shows us how a 5-wave move would look like. So this is how a 5-wave move would look like. This is what would take us out of this, or let's say lead us out of this range. But to keep this white count alive, which is again first 5-wave move, and as per Elliott wave, it's the first, let's say, indication that the trend is now up. We need to see the price turn around in wave C of 3 before breaking below the Saturday low. So before breaking below $141. The blue count is of course possible. It's only a 3-wave move up so far, and we could have topped in blue wave B. But if that's the case, for further confirmation that wave C to the downside is now unfolding in a 3rd wave, I need to see first a break below that October low here at $133, followed by a break out of this base channel's lower boundary line to the downside. So around $118, $119. So there's a lot of work needed to confirm that further. There's also plenty of support here in the range. So at the moment, I think it's about understanding what the micro levels are. I just gave you here the key resistance. You knew about that one if you watched the last videos. And then from a support level point of view, yeah, the next key level, closest support to keep the white count alive, which needs to prove itself. It's not that I believe it necessarily, but the fact that it didn't reach the 100% extension could indicate that something is morphing. So it's definitely worth watching for the white count. And as I said, the key level is here around $141. As long as we're holding that, maybe there could be a C wave in 3. If that's the case, I will add support for wave 4. And then wave 5 could still happen. And when we get this 5-wave move, we can call it maybe wave 1 or so. It's a bit tricky, the structure, but that's what I could track then, okay? And then we can add the next support area, and that's how we play this game pretty much. Okay, so that's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.